This video is dedicated to the security guards at Toronto Western Hospital because what happened on April 7th, uh, 2021 was so hurtful and fearful, caused me so much fear that I don't know if I ever want to go back to that hospital or any hospital for that matter. Um, so what is this about? It is about my new service dog, um, Asa Doggy Chocolates. Call him Asa here. Now, I've had a service dog for 10 years, and his name was Ara, A-R-A, Poochie. And he passed away on February 7th, 2019. Healthcare providers were pressuring me to get a new service dog, but I did not have any money, and I realized that unless I'm a war veteran or a first responder in Canada, I will never get a free PTSD service dog. So, what do? One day, I get a lot of money from a settlement, and I purchase um, Asa, or Asa Doggy Chocolates. And I purchased him, and at that time, my health was not as bad as it is today, and the plan was to train him to become a service dog. Um, so yeah, so the first time he went to Toronto Western was I can't remember, a long time ago. There were issues and where he was barking a lot, and I couldn't understand that they put him in the kennel or the crate that they have. But ever since there were instances where the security guards were saying inappropriate things, but I just didn't care. I mean, there's no biggie. But what happened on April 7th really hurt me big time. So here I am, someone who just been diagnosed with cancer, someone who uses a walker, someone who right now just sitting up at this hurts. The fact that there's a light on hurts because I have migraines, chronic migraines all the time. I'm like in a lot of pain. I have chronic migraines, vomiting, diarrhea. I often go to the hospital, and I have cancer. And as a result of COVID, which is making it impossible for me to anybody for that matter to go and bring their dogs to the mall or whatever, service dogs to the mall, or among a lot of people, and it's making it service dog training hard. But let's forget about that. The fact that I have cancer and nobody wants to help me train my dog, it has caused what I expected to not happen. But I still need the dog, and it has been proven when there was a day, I think February, March or so, where I didn't have my dog, and I ended up in the hospital at St. Joe's, and I'm begging the doctors for medications and all that, and order. And they're like, you're gonna be okay as soon as you get your dog. You're gonna be okay as soon as you get your dog. And voila, as soon as I got the dog, that my anxiety, agitation, and all that is gone down. Anyway, so what happened on March 7th? I know, I know Asa Doggy is not like one of those dogs from, say, National Service Dogs, or the ADI schools. He's far from that. Plus, I chose to have dachshunds because they talk. Okay, they talk back, they talk, and they make all kind of noises. If I wanted a dog that's gonna be shut up completely, I might get a Labrador or something like that. But I chose a wiener. Okay, that's my choice because I have that right to choose what type of dog I want to have. Now, in Ontario, for a dog to be a service dog, there's no such thing, there's no separation between a service dog in training and a service dog. There's just service dogs, all of them. And if somebody has an owner trained service dog, that means somebody who gets a pup, I'm bringing them up, they have the right to bring that dog everywhere, just like as if it's a full blown service dog. So, yes, so Asadoga is a pup. So, I can't remember what was going on. I just remember I was on my computer. Asadogi was not like he was kind of like a bit agitated, a bit. He's not angry, kind of like not like zoop quiet, boom, that's it. No, he was like making noises, but he wasn't barking. Okay, and this security guard, this tall white guy, comes up to me and says that your dog is not behaving like a working dog, and if that happens, we are gonna put him in the kennel again. And and so we had this conversation before, and well, of course, I can't remember the conversation with him before. A security guard is a security guard, and I never noticed who's who at that time. And he's like, your dog is not acting like a working dog. Okay, again, and this is Ontario. We don't have any examination for working dogs. So I mean, to be certified, to be recognized as a service dog in Ontario, there is no examination. I don't know about guide dogs. I'm talking about service dogs because I'm not legally blind. Now, he is not acting like a working dog, so he wants to separate me. And I was just too anxious and all that. The fact that he's saying that to me and hurt, I just said, you know what? Just put him in the kennel already, okay? Put him in the kennel. And he said, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I'll go out and bring him out for party or something. Something like that. And time had passed, and then suddenly I wanted to take medication. And but I was kind of worried that if I take my mask off and take the medication, he's gonna come after me. This he got it. Whoa, 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 whoa. So I called him over, and I asked him. I said, "Can gonna take off the mask and whatnot?" And it happened so Asadogi went up to him and he jumped on him. Here's the thing: I always allowed Asadogi to jump on me because service dogs can alert the handlers to certain things in that manner to jump up. Because all this nudging on the body and all that doesn't really work for me. But it's a good thing that Asadogi can jump up and get my attention. But unfortunately, he's starting to do it with other people. Anyway, so he pretty much didn't jump up and hurt the security guard or have contact. He just had his paws up like that or something like that, right? And he says, see, that dog, so the security guard says, see, that dog is not trained as a working dog. Working dogs are not supposed to do that. And then he told me about, that I should go out and take off my mask and, get fresh air and take my meds and that's it. But I actually went, I sat, and then I went into the washroom because like going out and all that. I mean, what if the healthcare providers call my name to get in, to go in to get, whatever medical attention I need. And also like I'm like was in a lot of pain even though I had my walker. That's like nah. So I just went to the washroom to my medication, but. This is also what I did. I had to take extra clonazepam because that security guard made my anxieties go really, really high. The fact there's also, he did all this in front of 2 police officers, and of course, the Toronto police, okay, Toronto. So I think they're gonna help you if you ask for help. So I don't know what to do. So I'm like, this guy has to be held accountable. I felt like, first of all, In Ontario, there's no differentiation between a service dog in training and a service dog. I'm bringing my service dog, who is a pup only, uh, into the hospital, and he was not disturbing any other patients. He was not. He did not hurt the security guard or anybody, for that matter. And and he's just, of course, he's not trained to be like a walking dog, like in Alberta or one of those from like national service dogs or and whatnot. And this guy's to judge that my dog is not acting like a walking dog. Well, yes, he's a pup. That's the problem. He's a pup in trained to be service dog, but like we are just following the legislation in Ontario, and that's it. And his vest does say Ontario service dog, a medical service dog on it, right? That's the purpose, so that people know it's in Ontario. This is not Alberta, not BC. So then they changed shift. Then I went to see the security guy. So I want to know the identity of the previous guy. And then he said, why? And I told him what just happened. And he said, well, he told me that your dog was jumping up on the chairs and it might hurt, might scare another patient or something like that. I said, what? That's not what happened. And then suddenly, so he was like, oh, the guy's not just purposely bullying you or whatever. I don't know, something like that. And nothing malicious. He just telling you that if your dog's gonna be jumping on the chairs, which I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. Why would do that? The chairs are kind of full of people, kind of like making me uncomfortable because social distancing. Suddenly, there's a lot of people here. So the dog was with me. So I don't know what jumping on chairs talking about. And then the worst thing said, but that dog's not trained. I said, because he's wagging his tail. And then I'm like, and then he also said, I have experience around service dogs and training service dogs. And I said, okay, which school did you go to? It doesn't matter, it's service dogs. And I'm like, well, and then I did say something about, something about maybe and then he said something about getting certificates and stuff. And I'm talking, maybe you're talking about another province, Alberta, BC, something, or I think you're very confused between having to take examinations and a certificate and get it from the government. I think you're confused between, maybe that's a guide dog that you're talking about, because yes, guide dogs do take, maybe have examination, but they do have cards to the Attorney General. It's nothing to do with me. I just felt so hurt to say that the dog is wagging his tail, therefore it's not trained, because my Arapucci wagged his tail a whole lot for the goddamn 10 years, and goddamn it, he did such a good job as a service dog, therapy dog, that my healthcare providers wanted me to have another one like him. And wagging his tail shows he's not trained. What on earth is they talking about? Okay, now this is Ontario, where everything goes, kind of thing. Not Alberta, where they have strict regulations to what a service dog can do, can't do, and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know about, the service dog and training stuff, but over here in Ontario, I'm the disabled person and I'm training my own dog, and of course it's not gonna be like acting like a walking dog from like National Service Dog they've been training for 2 years, and then after that hand over to war veteran. And then I also feel I was almost in tears because here I'm just some innocent individual who does not happen to be a war veteran and first responder that desperately needs a service dog, and I got one the only way I could after being pressured into it by my healthcare providers. I get a service dog. Next thing I know, I'm physically disabled. I have cancer. I am very sick, and I can't train this dog to be like the way I want, but he's still not like a bad dog or whatever. Many people say he's very well trained. So come on, it's COVID. First of all, that's making it harder to train as a doggy the way Arapucci was, because Arabuji, I brought him everywhere to socialize, but that's when you can't do no socialization, right? During COVID. But yeah, I'm too sick to be able to do so. Now, like, please, like, I understand how it is to have, COVID, and to have, like, it's dog schools to close too during COVID. And also to be very sick and to have lost a lot of money on, I don't know, things that the government don't cover for people with disabilities. And like, not being able to train and send him to boarding school in Barry, but even that it might be closed due to COVID. So I mean, like, I don't know. I'm just a person with cancer. I'm very sick. My healthcare providers insist I need a dog, which is true. And I'm just following all the legislation and regulations in Ontario. Now, I do not want to go to Toronto Western to be judged by security guards, and what they're saying is true. Well, yeah, as a dog is not even 1 year old, and I know to take examinations and that like 1 or 2 year old people usually. So like, yeah, it's just that appalling. I mean, like, I think they should learn all the AODA and all the laws and all that, and then open their mouth instead of sitting there and judging someone who's already sick. Okay, thank you, bye.